And welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel. In this one, this is the first video of a series I'm going to do on Swift, on everything there is about Swift, all the basics. And in this first one, I'm going to show you about variables, comments, and what else, and types. So I'm going to try to do this as fast as possible, so it's very productive. I don't want to waste your time. So first of all, I'm going to just do a quick theory on what is Swift. So the latest version, first of all, of Swift is 5.4, as you can see here, and you can check out the documentation in the description or on these links. And by the way, the code from this video is going to be linked down below. Another thing, so the Swift is the basic, the main language whenever you want to develop something for natively for iOS, like a mobile iOS app, a macOS app, a tvOS app, or those apps for watches, so watchOS app. And so that's basically it. You're going to learn. I have my notes here opened in a playground, and I'm going to use the version. I'm going to tell you about the version just so you know. The version is 12.4. Just so you know, maybe you're watching this, I don't know, maybe 5 years from now. So that's important for you to note. So let's just dive right in. So make sure to first of all open Xcode for this video if you want to follow along, which I recommend because that's really the only way to learn is to follow along. So open Xcode, and then once this is open, go inside File, and you'll see Xcode here. That's how you know you've opened it. Go inside the File, New, and then we want to create a new playground. Once you click this, you're going to have to choose, go inside iOS, choose blank, and then name your playground whatever you like. So this is just a file with an extension of .playground. I'm going to save it to desktop. I have already actually created one, so I'm not going to, because so another thing I wanted to mention to you is that with playground, in some cases you have a problem with when executing code. So what I did is I just clicked this button. You need to actually hold this button once you open your playground, and you can choose automatically run, which will, it's like a hot reloading. If you have done any web development, you should know. Just whenever as you're writing your code, it will just run automatically as you write it. That's basically automatically run, and you can manually run the code. If automatically doesn't work for you and doesn't execute the code or gives you some error, then what I found it works is just make sure to switch to manually just for a second, and then come back to automatically again, and the playground will sort of rerun itself, and then it will probably fix the problem. So as in every programming language, just for good luck, I'm going to just show you how to print out hello world to the console. And with Swift, sorry, you don't use semicolons. You can, but it's not a necessity. So, and to print out something, you just use the word print. And by the way, whatever you're writing inside your, and these are just comments, just so you know, whatever you're writing in this global scope, in this playground, it's basically that's the entry point. So you don't need a main function like you may have seen in C++ or anything like that. So to print something, you just write print, and then because this is a string, I'm going to add this what are called semicolons, and then just type in hello world, and then because it's set to automatically here, it always runs, and it will run for me automatically in the console. By the way, if you haven't opened this, just click here. This button should toggle your console. So I will actually comment this out just so it doesn't bother us anymore. That's how you print strings. And then now we're going to see how to create variables and constants. So you create constants with the let keyword, and I'm going to create a variable now, which is my name, and I'm going to say let this keyword that we use. This is a keyword that we use to create constants in Swift, and I'm going to say name and just type in my name here. I will say CodeNerd, assign a value of CodeNerd, and as you can see, this is a string. And as you can see, we don't add semicolons, and we don't add, in some languages, you would see string here, or something like that. And Swift is type inferent, so you can infer the type if you assign a value to the variable. So Swift already knows that this name is of type string. So if I print out something, I can print out the type by just saying type and then off. By the way, this is just a function. And here in the off, you just type in the name. You just type in name, basically the name of the variable. And it does. If it doesn't run like this, make sure to change to manually and then change to automatically. So this should fix the problem. Maybe we'll wait a little bit, but it should be fine. And as you can see, this is of type string, and there are multiple types. Actually, I'm just going to show you for now how to create variables, and that is with the var keyword. And by the way, with constants you cannot now change the value. So if I say name and assign it another value of, let's say, my actual name, you get an error because this is a constant. To create a variable of this, you need to just change the let with a var. And now this again is sort of stuck, it looks like, or maybe it's not. So again, we're going to have to change to manually and to automatically for this to run. And as you can see, we will not get anything printed out because we're not printing out anything. Let's see how to make comments. So comments, as you can see, these are all comments. If it's a single line comment, you just use dash, not dash, but this is called, I think, I'm not sure, but you put one or two of those and then you can type in whatever you may like, and this is a comment. This is how you make comments basically in most of the languages. So if you want to create a multiple line comment, then you would use this sign, then this sign, which is multiplication basically, and actually it auto-completed for me. You can write comment here, or in other row, or in another row, and so on. This is how you create a multiple line comment. So actually I already covered this. Swift is a statically typed language, so at compile time, Swift should know what the type of all the variables are. Also, I covered the type inference, but now what I'll show you is actually how to basically create a variable name again, so it's easy for you to understand, and to give it this name if this variable does not have a value assigned to it like it has right now. If you just like this, you need to specify a type to it because Swift is statically typed, and as you can see, you get an error. And how do you basically assign a type to this variable? How do you say, hey, this is a string or an int or whatever it may be? So of course you don't type in here string or int or whatever. You specify here that is a constant or a variable, and then to specify its type you need to type these and then the type. So you have in Swift you have string, so this can be a string, and by the way I will call this surname because I already have name. So this is surname, and you have string basically, you have an int, also you have a double, like in any language, you have float, and a float is just not a whole number, the same as with double. With int you have whole numbers like 12, this number, this how many, this around how many, how much money I have in the bank, and so on. Also, I wanted to show you, and by the way, here I'll type in string, and now you can specify the name, or you don't have to, because you know this is this Swift now knows that this is a string, so you don't have to specify this. You don't have to assign it a value, so this knows that is a string. Or you can delete this and assign a value later. And bonus trick here, if you want to type these lines into one, you do this and then type in semicolons here. This is completely legal. Also, I thought I'd show you how you can convert an integer to a string, because this is very common. So I'm going to define a variable which will be my name, actually a constant, because remember, let, and then I'm going to assign it a value of 21, and then I'm going to basically create a string of my age. And how do you convert this age to a string? You just type in string, and these parentheses, this is basically a constructor, sort of. You're initializing new string, and then just pass in your variable that you want to convert to string. And now we have our string age, and if I print this out, I will get an error because our playground doesn't work. But if you just change this, as I said, it will start running and we'll get 21. And this is how you know it's a string. Here you also get kind of auto-compile. So if you enjoy videos like this one, make sure to subscribe here. Thank you so much for watching, and peace out.